Welcome to the Sundown. We have Mr. Heath Hightower here, the owner and operator, on our 13th episode.
Thank you guys for having me and doing this.
Thank you for opening this bar back up.
Absolutely. It's been an experience.
Yeah, tell us about the experience of opening it up.
It's been way more than I ever thought it could be, just in work and getting things going. But I feel like we finally hit a point where we're kind of working in stride now. We got good things going on. We got regular music coming in. We got you guys on Monday. Community continues to show up and support us. We've put a great staff together here. We've come a long way. We opened at the end of August last year, and so we're almost a year in, and I really couldn't be happier with where we are. Let's call it 10 months into business.
Oh yeah, it's going great. So, how long have you been coming up here before you bought it? How many years?
Well, I'm 50 years old as of last month, and Sundown is 50 years old, so I guess I've been coming to Sundown for 50 years.
Yeah.
The last 30, probably more than any, since it moved into this location. So I remember the bar down at the old location on Mississippi, but when I really remember Sundown is when they moved down here. That's when I started spending a good bit of time here as I started Louisiana Tech, and then I moved away after college for a while, but this was always a place to come back and meet, and I think it still kind of is, and that's what makes it cool. I was the doctor last week and met a nurse who's, I don't know, I'm just going to guess she's 30, and she was telling me how excited she was that the bar was back because she'd been coming. She had great memories from when she was in college. I'm 30, I'm 20 years older than she is, and I said I had great memories coming to the bar when I was in college, and that's why I bought it. So,
yeah. I've been coming in here since I was real little. I could probably see over that pool table. And, all the years I've been here, I was scared to death somebody was going to buy it and change it, but we appreciate you doing that, keeping it the original. And
well, thank you.
And you're doing a great job here. It's been going really good the past few months here.
I appreciate it. When I bought the building last April, we had a time between April and August that was really just clean up and get in here and try to get it ready and presentable to open. And the good thing about that was it brought a lot of attention and a lot of anticipation. And the bad thing about that is that it brought a lot of attention and anticipation. And so there were a lot of questions, but the biggest question I was asked during that time period of when we were just getting ready to open was, what are you going to do with this place? What are you changing? Is it going to be different? Is the menu going to be the same? And so we had really focused on, as we open back up, we don't want to change anything, other than we want to provide a nice, clean environment that's safe for everybody to come in. Other than that, we don't want to take things off the walls. We've made some tweaks to the menu, but the staples are still here, and now we're at a point where we're starting to get to experiment and do new things that are kind of our own twists. But the core of Sundown never was a plan to change that.
Oh yeah, that's great.
If talking about keeping it the same, I know that I've talked to people too about different bars and even any kind of businesses. A lot of times, if they have a name, a name like Sundown that's been around for years, a new owner may come in and try to put their own spin to it, and it ruins it.
Right.
And I've always been an advocate, or I guess, for lack of a better term in my head right now, an advocate for people to come in. If you're going to take over a business that's been there and has had success, just act like the owner, nothing's changed. Just you may clean, like you said, you cleaned the place up some. It was due for a good cleanup.
Sure.
A little tune-up maybe. But at the end of the day, you left everything pretty much the same as it was. So when people come in, it's not foreign to them. It's the same vibe. And how do you keep that same vibe? And I think you've been able to accomplish that when people come into the restaurant or to the bar or patio, whatever. I think you've been able to, and I think that's kind of what Bo was talking about. And what you were just mentioning, you just kind of kept everything the same, just gave it basically a tune-up.
Yeah, that was really it. I'm no reason to reinvent the wheel.
Yeah, exactly.
And this place has been open for 50 years, and it's done well. So,
Yeah.
you know, what we wanted to do is when somebody comes back in, and I've gotten a lot of this in the last year, you know, people who maybe lived in Ruston 20 years ago, went to Tech, now their kids are here at Tech, and they come back and they say, it feels just like it used to. I remember this is great. You know, do you still have a hot roast beef sandwich? What about the turkey melt? You know, we're able to do all of those things, but try to make all the pieces the same. We try to make the feel the same in the bar, but we want the feel the same on the patio and in the dining room. And, you know, things get old and things break, and we fix them. And so we try to slide those things in here, but kind of non-suspecting. So it doesn't look like we're coming in trying to renovate the whole program here. It's
The concept's the same.
absolutely.
And what's cool about it is that you still got that old piano, that clunker of a piano just sitting up there with all its majesty and just sitting up there shining bright right when you walk in the door.
Yep.
So that was one thing that I was like, man, I wonder what they're going to do about that piano. They're going to have that piano there. And the piano's here at the Sundown Tavern.
Yeah, we went to great lengths, like I said, to try to make sure we didn't take anything out of here that didn't have to come out. So
It's a historic place, too.
yeah, absolutely. There was never a plan to take the piano out. Never a plan to, you know, you can still bring your kids out and let them draw on the patio and, you know, pictures and whatever. And you know, I don't know. I've referred to this place here recently as Ruston's Family Dive Bar. And that's really kind of what I feel like this place is turning into. I get excited to see that on a Saturday, for instance, when we have nice weather, when it's not 110 degrees or raining, I feel like I can serve the entire community, and that is, you know, kids from age 2 or 3 to, you know, people that are age 85, and everything in between. So, you know, trying to provide an environment that the entire community can enjoy. We're not just a bar. We're not just a restaurant. We're not just live music. We're all of those things.
Yeah, everything.
Yeah.
And it's not just a college bar. Or
No.
It's a bar for everybody.
Yep.
It's kind of like Cheers, you know?
Yeah.
I was playing in Shreveport. I had the Sundown hat on. This guy come up to me. He goes, "Is that place still open?" I was like, "Yeah, it's reopened." I said, "Come by and check it out." He said, "I went to school there, and I used to hang out there all the time." Actually, it was a guy at Bodacious Barbecue, the manager.
Okay.
Yeah, but everywhere I go and I have the hat on there, I always ask me about, is that place still open? I thought it closed down. I was like, "No, come on.
Yep.
It's ready to go."
Yeah, we get all kinds of folks rolling in like that say, "I thought this place was closed," or "Last time I came through here, it was closed. So glad to see it open." And I don't know, that makes you excited to see people get excited.
Yeah,
You know.
everybody's excited over it. Everywhere I go, everybody I talk to, they're really excited over it.
Well, like I say, I appreciate the warm welcome we've gotten from the community, all the people that have wanted to help out, just like you guys doing this, this weekly here. I mean, this is huge for us, and having people that want to come in and do this type of thing. All the local musicians who helped us kind of get started back, and have come in and played. It's just been it's been difficult because it wasn't something I knew how to do, but in a lot of aspects, it's been easy because there's been so much support.
Oh, yeah. And this carpet that used to be on the stage, I remember it.
Yeah, that was one of those things we decided it's okay to make minor changes.
Oh, yeah.
One thing about through the years coming to Sundown that I always noticed, period, that little bathroom in there, it always smelled good. Now, it may not have been your preferred smell, but it didn't stink.
What are you talking about now that it reopened?
No, just period. That's the smell that I have from the Sundown. Always been the bathroom. When you go in there, the bathrooms they never stunk.
Well, we do have a goal to make sure the bathrooms don't stink.
No, but I'm just even through the years before y'all, did the tune up, cleaned up, and gave it a little whatever, disinfected it, if you will. The bathrooms never stank, and I was like, man, how does that happen? How does that happen? It smelled like Fabuloso in there, and it smelled great.
Yeah.
Well, I can tell you it happens now. It happens now because we're cleaning everything.
Yeah.
Well, look, we're at the Sundown Tavern. It's episode 13. We've got the man, Heath Hightower, with us. It's good to be here. And We're always brought to you by HonkyTalk podcast. Is always brought to you by the Sundown Tavern, our home, our base of operations, where they're saving Ruston one sandwich at a time. Be right back. Louisiana, with brother Heath Hightower, Bo Smith, Trey Gautro's running. He's our tech guy today, running the cameras, lighting, sound. There he is, little finger wave. But it's good to be here at Sundown Tavern, man. Honky Talk Podcast, episode 13. So, brother Heath, I heard a story, and I saw this on the social medias about y'all's poor cactus plant out there. Does somebody really take a bite out of that thing?
Yeah, just in a long line of surprises that I've experienced over the last 12 or 14 months. Lo and behold, we came in one morning, and of course, cactus has been a symbol of Sundown forever, as long as I can remember. So we do have some cactus planted in our planters out in front of the building, and someone stepped outside, I guess, and maybe they forgot to eat while they were here, or maybe they just didn't have enough, or maybe they just liked everything they had in here so much they thought they'd try one more bite. So they took a bite out of the cactus in the planter.
It could have been Monty Russell.
It could have been.
It probably was Monty Russell.
I would say if we had some of the honey sriracha wing sauce on that cactus, it probably would have been Monty Russell.
Yeah,
sure.
he loves that.
But, that's one of those things, just like sitting in front of camera and lights on the stage in Sundown, that I never thought I was going to be doing. I never thought we'd be looking at a half-eaten cactus. So
Yeah, me either.
Speaking of cactus, do y'all know much about cactus? I mean, isn't that where tequila comes from? That and bats, right?
Agave.
Isn't that part of a cactus type thing, agave?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. Isn't that where you get mescaline or whatever that stuff?
That's what I was about to
Mezcal.
ask. Where's peyote come from?
And then you get water from cactus. If you're ever out in the desert and you need to drink something,
Yeah.
they hold water.
Yeah, they absolutely do.
So you're talking about tequila, mescaline, or whatever it's called, and water. The three things that should make a man go.
Well, it did. It made
And maybe that's what they were thinking.
Maybe that's what
That was the wrong cactus, though. I
Oh.
think.
Well, but here's the beauty of all that leads into this. Today's lunch special. Take it away, Heath.
Today we are running, and this is one of the things we've gotten to do when I say we're getting to put our own twist on a few things. Corey Brewer, who runs our kitchen here and does an amazing job, puts the specials together, has done that for this week, and in an effort to save the cactus.
One cactus at a time.
We did post that please don't eat our raw cactus on our Facebook the day we found that, and unbelievably, we had a Save the Cactus sticker on the window the same day. So,
wow.
Again, support from the community coming out on the cactus. But we always want to try to give the customer here what they want. And so if people want to eat cactus, we want to be able to,
Give
to
them some
offer
cactus.
that to them. So this week's special is a chorizo cactus press. And it is really good. So it's a simple sandwich. It's chorizo, a little cactus that's been sautéed. If you've never had cactus, it's similar to the taste of a bell pepper, but unique to itself. It's a little different. So you got chorizo, cactus, pepper jack cheese on a Leidenheimer French bread that's been pressed on our flat top grill, and it's good. It
Sounds
tasty
delicious.
stuff.
We're going to try it here in a little bit.
We most definitely will try it. My mouth's watering just thinking about it.
Started running that middle of last week and have sold quite a few. You get you get a lot of strange looks when you offer a cactus sandwich, but as people have tried it, we've had several that have come back and had multiple cactus.
I've had it in Mexico when I worked in Mexico.
Yeah.
They cooked some cactus out there, and I was kind of leery of trying it, but it was delicious.
Yeah, it's good stuff. We, we're serving pretty simple food here, sandwiches and wings and burgers, but every now and then we like to maybe throw something in that you can't get anywhere else in town.
That's
I don't
right.
know that you can get a cactus sandwich anywhere.
I've never heard of it, but I'm down to eat it. I'm gonna try it. I'll eat it as long as it don't stink. I'll probably eat it. At least one time.
It does not stink. I can tell you that.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah, amen. So let me ask you this: speaking of sandwiches, What do you think is probably your best seller?
Well, there's no question that the turkey melt is
Yep.
it's the number one seller here. Although you get folks that come in and they want to do you still have the hot roast beef? That's what I always used to get. You got some that only eat a burger, but hands down, we sell more turkey melts than anything. We'll do a ham melt. We'll do a roast beef melt. We sell those, and every now and then we've run a special before, the boudin melt, and those always seem to be popular. But the turkey melt is certainly the go-to. I will say that when we opened up, and you guys know we opened up with a very small menu, and then we've grown a little bit over the months. We wanted to make sure that we were capable of doing it right before we tried to expand. But one of the things I continued to hear was, where's the Reuben, where's the Reuben, where's the Reuben? And, honestly, in all that time I'd spent coming to Sundown, I never ate the Reuben, so I didn't figure it was very important.
I didn't either.
Turns out it's important.
I always got the hot roast beef. I remember when you first opened, I was coming in here, I was like, it's a little different than before, and I got to thinking, well, that's their spin on it. It's still great.
It's I had never eaten the Reuben. I used to eat the hot roast beef a lot too, and we did run a Reuben special finally about a month ago. That blew up. We sold a ton of those, and I ate one of those, and guess what? It is good. So I will let you know to be looking for the Reuben back on the menu sometime in July, in our next kind of attempt to get it right and grow a little bit. You can look for that to be coming back, and I think a lot of people will be excited about that.
I never turn down a Reuben, ever. I mean, if I see it on my eyes, I'm good. So I'm here to that. I testify all that. This is a kind of, I think our listeners and people that know you or know Sundown. What's the, like, from the business side of with the restaurant side and the kitchen side? What's something that has surprised you from being the owner now of this bar, restaurant, the spot, the Sundown Tavern, this tavern? What was something surprised you about the food, or maybe something is there anything that kind of goes, wow, I didn't think that, or maybe something that could be, I don't know, something that made you kind of go, in a good way, not necessarily a bad way, but a good way.
I've been surprised every day for a year with something new, but I think what's been the most surprising, the most pleasant surprise, is just how much people wanted this place to reopen. And you're betting on that when you invest in something like this. Yep. When you quit your job you've had forever and get into something that you've never done.
What'd you do before you did this?
So I was in wholesale wood. So it is a long far cry from the restaurant business. Last time I worked in a restaurant was 30 years ago when I was a student at Louisiana Tech. I worked at the Log Cabin. I worked at Trenton Street for Dean Norton a little bit, and that was it. And after that, for some reason, I just always wanted to open a restaurant. I don't know why. And then finally get the opportunity. And so you're betting that people are going to be excited, and they have been, but just how important it was for Ruston, I think. I didn't, and I've told my wife this. I said, nobody's excited that we bought Sundown. They're excited that somebody from Ruston bought Sundown.
Oh, yeah.
So that Sundown's not going to be,
overdone. What we were talking about earlier, just you gave it a little tune-up.
Yeah,
That's all. That's it.
Yeah, somebody's not going to come in and try to change this. And so I think that was important when people understood, people that knew me or didn't know me, then they understood that I'd grown up here. But how much people appreciate that and appreciate what this place has been and meant to them over the years, their family, their kids. I mean, this year being our first year open, I had people in, are you going to be open Christmas Eve? Yes. I need a table because I used to eat, my family and I ate Christmas Eve lunch there for the last however many years.
That's cool.
Being able, it's cool.
And you said the word community a few times. That's really, that's what makes it cool right there.
Yeah.
With the community wanting to be here. Spend on those major holidays and family times and get together. Sundown's a part of their life.
Yep. Yeah, it really is.
That's really cool.
And that is cool. I knew it was that way for me. I didn't realize it was that way for so many other
for so many other people.
Yep.
Yeah.
So on the Peach Festival, so how many hours of sleep did you get before and after that?
Good Lord.
I know y'all got slammed up here.
You know, everyone in town, and again, all the local businesses here have been great. They've been very supportive. People are, you know, Johnny and Moose next door at Ponchatoula's. We're technically, I guess we're competitors, but we don't approach it like that. You know, Eric and Sean over at White Lightning, they all just, everybody works together.
Yeah.
And so I'd gotten a lot of, you don't have any idea what the Peach Festival is going to bring. You know, multiply whatever you think you can do times 5, and that's how busy you're going to be. And holy moly, I have never. Look, I'm grateful for it, and I'm glad we get it. I don't know if we can handle more than one a year. I've never seen anything like that.
Well, tell us what made it. You know, just let people know, because they don't. Do you think you're going to come in here at different Peach Fest? Oh, we're going to go to the Sundown. We're going to go here. Well, they don't understand if you are the Sundown. If you're on the business side of Sundown and you're the server, you're the one with the products.
Yeah.
How does that?
You know, I tell you, the way we got through the whole day, number one, was that our staff here is phenomenal. We have been so lucky to get a great staff. That's from all the guys in the kitchen to everybody behind the bar, all the servers. People just, they've bought into what we want to do here. And, you know, we had people, everyone on the schedule worked that day, and most of them worked doubles during the day. And having everybody just get in and work together, it's chaotic when you fill this place up, but when everybody's on the same page, it makes such a difference. But the amazing thing for me was we opened the doors at 10:55.
Wow.
And there was we open at 11, so light comes on, doors open. There's a line going down the street of people to get in here. Of course, it's 100 degrees. I had air conditioning. So that's a pretty
really good
deal.
air conditioning.
But as I watched those people come in for the first hour, I didn't know who they were. And I know a lot of people.
Right. You weren't familiar faces.
That's right.
Yeah.
So these are people coming in from out of town. These are people that are here for the festival. This is our first opportunity to show them, if they've never been here before, what we're all about.
Yeah.
And if they have been here before, what we're doing better. So great exposure for us. And again, the staff here, just phenomenal job getting us ready. I never could have imagined how crazy it would be until we got in the middle of it. But a fun day. A fun day when we got.
Do you feel like you've had any rest since the first time when you started renovating a little bit and working and reopening?
Yeah, I know that I'm getting a little bit back on track because I lost about 30 pounds in the process of trying to open this up, and I've gained most of that back. So
You was probably at home when you would go to sleep dreaming about still work. You was probably still in here just as tired as when you went to bed.
Yeah, there was a lot of that.
It was hectic.
There was a lot of that. But yeah, I mean, I have the opportunity now to, again, I can't say enough about the staff here. Corey handling things in the kitchen, and Emma, who takes care of all the operations, Justin at night overseeing things, and then everybody else just working together and listening to them and again buying in so that I can do, you know, what I think I need to do, which is run the business from the business side and do fun things like this.
Yeah, and you can tell when you walk in that it's a great vibe with the staff and everybody else. Everybody has a great morale. They're all happy and friendly. So every time you walk through the door, it's like, hey, how you doing? And if they don't know you, they'll get to know you. You know, they shake your hand. Hey, what's your name?
Absolutely. They work well together, and everyone has realized that by working together, it just makes everything better. You know? They're going to be a more pleasant day. The customers are going to be happy, and at the end of the day, everybody's going to make more money when everybody's happy.
That's right.
Well, let me ask you this. Now, this year we tried it. Corey come out with that peach sandwich. Did y'all sell the crap out of them things?
Oh, the peach melt. Yeah.
Peach melt.
Oh,
It was
man.
good. Yeah, I love it.
Yeah. We sold the prosciutto peach melt.
That's what it was, a prosciutto.
Yeah.
Will that be a staple during next year?
You know,
Peach Festival? We ain't got there yet. I don't know.
we're not there yet,
Okay.
but I'm sure it's as many as we sold. I'm sure there'll be a good chance that we'll get that or a version of that, depending on what Corey wants to do. But you know, he told me about that, and I said, know, peach on a sandwich. I'm not a. I said, but I mean, what do I know? Go ahead, you do it. You're the food man.
Well, when I tried it, I like peaches, so I didn't even question it. When I bit into it, it was great.
Oh, look, it was delicious. I questioned it, but said, let's do it. You know what you're doing. And then,
Well,
bam, it was great.
like with ham and all that stuff, peach and all that goes together with pork and all that. So it's really good.
Yeah.
I liked it.
Yeah, it worked. It worked great. It worked great. Just, the approach that we're taking, we'll give it a whirl and see if it works.
Yeah,
if it
see
works,
if
we'll
it's
do it again. If it doesn't, we won't.
That's right.
Well, look, we're going to take a quick break here again. Look, we're here with Heath Hightower, guys. HonkyTalk podcast listeners. Bo Atkins, Bo Smith, Trey Gotro, here at the Sundown Tavern, our home, our base. Thank you, Brother Heath, for always letting us do this. And we're saving Ruston, like we always say, just one sandwich at a time. Be right back. This might be one of the best sandwiches I've ever had, and I'm not blowing smoke. I'm just telling you right now. I've never had nothing like this, and I've never eaten anything like this.
The chorizo, man, I love chorizo.
Well,
anyway.
I mean, I've had chorizo and eggs, and all that, but I've never had it like on a sandwich with a pressed bread and cactus.
Kind of like a Cuban way they press it. Huh?
Yeah, a little bit like that.
I mean,
But we love hearing stuff like, I've never had it like this.
I've never had it like this, and so this is delicious. Good job, Corey. Give Corey a shout out. The man.
And that ain't even just talk.
Corey knocked it out of the park with this one. And again, everything we do here is so simple, but I love it when we can do something and somebody says, I've never had anything exactly like this.
I'm trying not to smile. I'm trying to act like I have some couth about myself. All right, well, we're here at the Sundown, episode 13, with Brother Heath Hightower, the man, Mr. Sundown himself now. And we've discussed a lot of good things about foods and workers and the community and the Peach Festival and all the things Ruston does around here that's really cool, that makes Ruston cool. And even with the D1 University and the growing the university is always growing. It seems like in a good way, as far as up to this date it has, I think. And talking about the community and how they buy in, and it's just a cool place to be. So now, one good thing about Ruston that I've always thought was really cool was that it had a cool thing with music. And the Sundown Tavern has been known for their music and having live music, whether it be inside or on the patio or different things they've done. So, Heath, tell us what you got coming up with the music.
Yeah, that's been a super important part of getting things going again here. I spent, we've already talked about all the time that we spent here over the years. A lot of that was live music for me. I remember, I remember the Better Than Ezra show playing in Sundown and being here for that, and just all kinds of different things over the years that Marcia Ball playing here, and just lots of really cool things. And when the bar shut down for that 12-month period, to me there was still some live music going on, but we lost this venue, which was kind of a staple and a center of Ruston as far as live music. So it was important for us to kind of put it back on the map from a live music standpoint. And again, like everything else I was doing, I didn't really know how to do that. So we just jumped in, and we started off with the first official day we were opening after our soft opening. My brother Seth and Dave Hill came and just had a little impromptu deal where they sat in, and then a couple of months in, we had a grand opening, and Bo, Trey, you guys both were here for that. Mm-hmm. Just a whole lineup. Monty, my brother really put that together, and honestly just called all you guys and said, hey, we're going to do a big opening. Would you come out and do it? And everybody said yes. And
he texted me. He said, will you come out and play? I was like, you ain't got to ask me twice. I'll be there.
It was unbelievable, and we ran music all day. And before that, even, we'd started the Friday night music. And so that's kind of what we've morphed into now is, we do Monty has been a huge part of it and put together our Wednesday nights that he had done here for years and really worked with me to help me to help get that going to where I now feel like we're kind of back where things were. People show up on Wednesdays,
It's back.
especially when we have nice weather out.
And that's Hippie Tonk Wednesdays, right?
That's right.
Okay.
That's right. And so, and then Monty just pulling all the local guys together and doing a great job of mixing it up with people that are passing through and people that live here. And so Wednesday nights has been a huge deal. I get a lot of comments on that. And because a lot of times I get people who say, I want to come up there and listen to music, but I don't, because I think we serve large age demographic, you get people who say, I want to come listen to music, but I don't want to come listen to it at 10 o'clock,
Yeah.
And so I say, well, that's great. Come on Wednesdays because we start at 9. We're 6 to 9. And then on Fridays, we do something. Typically it's Friday or Saturday, but 99% of the time it's going to be Friday night. And we'll do, 9 to midnight. We've got live music, whether it's a band or solo artist, and we just kind of rotate that in. And so that's kind of my commitment, I'll say, is we're going to try to have someone every week, every Friday, and then we're going to continue to do this stuff on Wednesday that Monty's putting together. And you got to love Hippie Tonk Happy Hour. That just sounds cool, doesn't it? I mean, if I rolled into town somewhere and they told me they had Hippie Tonk Happy Hour on Wednesdays, that's where I'd go.
I'm going to go check it out. Yeah.
So we're going to continue to do that. I think it's important. I think having live music and having live music in Ruston is an important thing. We've got lots of stuff coming up. We're booked with our Friday night entertainment right now through October, booking in November. So and when we get this far booked out, we'll put the brakes on it, and then we'll start about August. We'll start booking for November throughout the year. But just to kind of tell you what we got coming up over the next several weeks. This past Friday, we had Cold Canyons here. So great band.
Yeah.
Great band. They brought a good crowd. They always do. And we had a little Saturday patio music from Kayla Taylor, and Bo set in and played. But that's what's also really cool. Every time we have someone local, someone always shows up and sits in. We were talking before we went on. Bo sat in a little bit with Kayla. Kayla got done. Bo wasn't through playing, so he just hung out on the patio and played for another couple hours, which is really cool. You never know what you're going to see when people get started here. We'll have this Friday, we have Gray Vickers Friday night. That'll be at 9 o'clock. And then a couple of things I'd like to mention that I'm really excited about coming in July. We've got 2 events here that have just kind of happened. One, the Northeast Louisiana Music Awards nomination party.
Oh, yeah.
So I know you guys are familiar with that, and of course we had one of their
Mr. Tom was
representatives here on Saturday listening to Kayla, and so they've, they will have a music awards party later on this year, but they do the nomination party where they introduce those that have been nominated. It's actually gotten so big they do it over in Monroe at Flying Heart, but they decided we need 2 locations, and so they came to me and said, we want you to be the second location, which was, that's pretty cool. I was excited to know that we're getting ourselves back on the map where somebody wants to include us in something like that. So I believe their party over at Flying Heart is this month. And then in July, on July 10th, that's Thursday, we'll have the nomination party here. And there'll be some live music here. And so that should be a cool night, be something different that we haven't done.
Is it going to be inside and on the patio, or everything's going to be inside?
Don't know 100%. I think we'll probably do that one inside, just so we can recognize all the nominees, and it'll be a little bit easier to do that. But we're flexible here. I tell everybody, you play in, you play out, whatever you want to do. I feel like with our sound system being set up in here, we'll probably do that one in here. But then a week later, and I'm really excited about this, July the 18th, the North Louisiana Music Trail. If you guys are familiar with that, Doyle Jeter got that started, and Doyle Jeter from Enoch's, which is a famous venue and location, great folks over in Monroe. started the North Louisiana Music Trail and putting up markers throughout the state to commemorate musicians and also venues, live music venues. And so I was really excited. He had been working on this for a while, but they will unveil a marker here on Friday, July the 18th.
Oh, wow.
That will get unveiled in Railroad Park.
Nice.
That will commemorate 2 locations, the Dixie as well as Sundown.
Come on.
And on the backside of that, there will be a list of local artists that are also being honored. I believe Monty Russell will be on that.
General Patterson's on there.
Yep, DK Harrell. There's a whole group, and so really neat for me. I just happen to be the lucky guy that bought the bar, and I'm going to get up and take credit for this, but I don't deserve any credit. It goes back to Bruce and what he did over all the years in bringing all the music in here. But that Friday night, we will do music on the patio. That will start early before we walk across and unveil the monument, and then we'll come back.
Celebrate.
And there'll be music after that, and I suspect that'll be one of those nights where I can't tell you how long the music will go on, but it's going to go on until there's nobody else that wants to play. So I figure it'll happen until we close the door.
Who do you think? Do you have anybody that'll be playing that evening?
Monty
Okay.
is running all that. So,
Okay.
Monty's putting those things together, and I've learned that when you're dealing with Monty, don't ask a lot of questions.
No.
Just remind him.
Because he don't have answers.
Just remind him what the date is.
Exactly.
But 100% when the day comes, he is going to show up, and he'll have everybody that needs to be here.
He'll have somebody.
Yeah. So
He'll be here if it's at 10 a.m. or 11 a.m. He'll be here at 10:58, but still pull it together somehow.
he's going to have everything.
He'll have
ready
it
to
all
go.
pulled together.
But
So funny.
super excited about that. A, I think it's going to be a fun night, and B, just having Sundown, put on a permanent marker like that and being recognized is for me a big deal. So a couple of other things we got going on in July. Our very own local Richard Dieter and the Mistreaters will be here on July the 5th. They wanted to play on July the 4th, and I told them it might be a quiet night here because we are going to close on July the 4th. You won't hear me say that often, but we will be closed on the 4th. So they jumped on the 5th, so that'll be a Saturday that they'll be playing. We've got the Barstool Prophets on Friday the 11th, and that is
That's with Brother Seth, right?
that is my brother that is headlining that show. So my brother and Dave Hill and Matt Abram and I don't know who else they'll put together, but you never know who they've got coming up.
Probably have William Nix with him.
Probably have William Nix with them, probably so. And then at the end of the month on the 25th, the Kyle Thompson Band. I know you had Kyle in
We did.
here a couple of weeks ago. He's played a couple times. Man, he puts on a hell of a show, and looking forward to having him back up here.
Oh, yeah.
Well, that sandwich is off the chain.
Yeah, it is. I'm still
you.
munching on it over here.
Thank you. Thank
I'm
you.
about to order another one.
Thank you.
It ain't funny, Trey. I just lost weight, but I can't. Sometimes you need a man's meal. Well, we're here at the Sundown Tavern, saving one sandwich at a time. And for you listeners and viewers, and we want to thank y'all for liking, sharing, posting, and commenting on our post. And hopefully through us doing this, we do this for us, but we really do it. My man Heath has said it quite a few times today in this podcast about the community and the people who serve us. And so we always want to give a scratch on the back at like with you and like Sundown, who's booked all of us through the years or different places. And so that's why we are so proud to be here and for him to let us do the podcast here and all that. We want to thank you.
Oh man, thank y'all. I appreciate y'all doing this. This is again, this is cool. This is a surprise. One of those things I didn't think we would be doing. It's a podcast from inside Sundown or out on the patio, and it's been great.
Well, we want to shine light and shed light on you too. In your place because you got a cool joint.
Thank you.
And I think people respect that, and that's why it's still you were able to get it and it's still running. So, with all that being said, thank a vet, call your mama, call your daddy, tell you love them, love somebody. HonkyTalk Podcast, episode 13, brought to you by the Sundown Tavern, saving one saving Ruston one sandwich at a time.
It's the Honky Talk Podcast. Honkies with a King.
And Heath.